This video includes step-by-step visual instructions on how to model the dehydration synthesis reaction of sugar monomers. Understanding the elements present and the structure of the monomers and classifying the types of bonds forming the macromolecules will be important later in discussions of how the structure and function are related. To actively participate in this modeling activity, print the paper pieces and then cut them out as shown, and practice explaining the process of dehydration synthesis. The building blocks of carbohydrates are monosaccharides. The elements present are carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen in a 1 to 2 to 1 ratio. The glucose monomer can be represented as a linear chain or as a ring. In our class, we're going to most often see the ring structure because sugars form rings in aqueous solutions, and that's what humans are, mostly water. The other really important detail to understand about the carbon backbone structure is the numbering of the carbons. This detail will have more implications as we move forward in our topics this year. There's a really easy way to remember how to number the carbons in the sugar molecule. The palm side up of your right hand resembles the sugar ring. And if you use your imagination a bit, the thumb is always the starting point for the counting process and the number 1 carbon in the backbone. So, the saying goes, thumb is number 1 and count your carbons down and around your palm. The process by which the 2 sugar monomers are bonded together is called a dehydration synthesis reaction. This process also occurs in the formation of other macromolecules that we will be studying, but the name of the bond formed will be different. The hydroxyl functional group on the number 1 carbon of one sugar molecule and the hydroxyl functional group on the number 4 carbon of the second sugar molecule are the atoms that are involved in forming a covalent chemical bond, called a glycosidic linkage. The resulting molecule you are seeing is called a disaccharide because there are 2 sugar molecules bonded together. The Greek prefix mono means 1, di means 2, poly means many, and this is helpful to remember in order to identify different types of combinations of the building blocks for these monomers. An example of a disaccharide is sucrose, otherwise known as table sugar. The second product of this chemical reaction is a water molecule. For every glycosidic linkage formed, there will be a water molecule produced. To model the process of water forming as a result of dehydration synthesis, cut along the dotted lines and remove the circled atoms and tape together the resulting disaccharide, and be sure to highlight the glycosidic linkage formed. To summarize, the products of the dehydration synthesis reaction are a water molecule and a disaccharide molecule with a glycosidic linkage between the 2 sugar monomers. Be sure to model a starch molecule with a series of 1,4 glycosidic linkages, and additionally, a branched glycogen molecule with 1,6 glycosidic linkages, forming a branched chain. Students will also need to recognize the difference in structure and the resulting properties because of these structural differences in starch, glycogen, and cellulose. This is Ms. Wilson, hoping you're having a golden day and that you're able to retrieve some important information from this video.